Okay, here's a cut for an inside curve. If this is the curve that we want, I've seen a lot of people where they'll actually come on the inside just a little bit and make another line to protect it. This will be the line that they score. And then once they get this all removed here, they'll come back and score this and take it out. As you get better at this and more experienced, you'll not need to do that, but it is not a bad idea, especially when you're new, because if the glass kind of takes off on its own, it quite often will stop at the score. So certainly as you learn, that's not a bad thing to do. So in this case, we're going to score there, and you kind of nip it away. So here's one, here's one, there's one, there's one. You got to start nibbling it away. So I may not follow all these lines, but this is the theory behind how this works. You don't want to come straight in this way because then the scoring wants to go that way. You want to come from underneath it. That way it's from an area that's already cut, and it'll cut easier. And this is when you're going to use your grozing or grozers. So there's a lot of lines there to cut and everything else, but it is a system and it does work. So we'll follow it once. I'm going to go to the inside line to protect my outside line. And then I'm going to start doing all of these. You can tell when you've gotten to a line you've already scored because it'll pop, you'll hear it. You'll run into it. Well, these aren't my good ones, but they'll work. There's the top and bottom of these. When you're doing this type of, this is the top. The flat part is the top. And you're going to bring it over to an edge, for example, where you can get some pressure and pop it out. And you're just going to keep popping all those scores you just did. And to do this, see if I can bring it over here, grab it nice and tight, and then just bend down. You're going to go down a little bit. The glass isn't going to move because you're having the edge. Just down a little bit. It comes out pretty efficiently. The only reason I don't like this method is it just takes time and you lose glass, but it works. So, you know, you go with what works. The key to this is that this glass here doesn't move. This part. If you get to one and it's just real stubborn, not coming, then go to another area because you'll be able to come back to it. Like that one's hard. So I'm just going to move a little bit. We got that much of it in this case. So there's your inner circle. So now we'll score this outer one. And I kind of skipped on the other end. Then from here, from where you just scored it, come in to the inside a couple times to give the glass a place to break off at. That way it doesn't go running away. So there's that circle. It works, obviously. It just takes time and you end up with a pile of glass. But if that's the method that works for you, then use it. This one, I'm going to go back to the press and tap method that I showed you before. Well, I guess I'll give you a line. And I've had people say, well, gee, that's not very tight. Okay, fine, we'll come down here, we'll do a tight one first then. Generally speaking, the tighter the arc, the harder it is. So, again, since we can see the line, we don't need to draw a line on the back side. So, you want this towel to be nice and flat. So get your tapper, pretty good pressure. There it is. So even on a tight circle, it works. And we'll obviously do the larger one, but clearly if it works on the small ones, it will work on a larger one. I like this method because it's quicker. You don't get glass shards all over. You don't waste glass, because I could actually save this piece of glass in here for something else. So again, nice pressure. You got to push down pretty good. That's why you need the towel. Yeah. It's already broke out. There you go. So that's a curvy cut, a straight cut, inside cut, and if you do an outside cut, it's really nothing more than the opposite of this, which is simpler yet. Any questions, let me know, or if there's a cut here that you did not see, let me know. I'll be glad to do a video.